Hello everyone, and welcome back to our Journal the Word Book of Notes backgrounds. Today we're just going to get onto the page of our journal and play. I found some new things that I have not played with yet, and we are going to see how they work. I have no idea how this works. I did test out the colors. That's all I did of these two little things. They're distressed stains. This one is abandoned coral, and this one is spiced marmalade. So I found those at Tuesday morning. Don't you love Tuesday morning? There's so much stuff. I found a cute little bag of stamps from Bo Bunny that we're going to use. And I'm just going to use this stencil brush, hopefully to move things around. Now, the background of the page has been treated with just one coat, a light coat of clear gesso before we started. And it's dried, of course. So I'm going to shake these up. And the nifty thing about these is they come with these little dauber heads. So you can just use them to put it right on your page. So I think I'm going to start with the pinkish color first. And, or coral. It's a coral color. And I'm just going to daub it around. Not paying too strict attention to where it's going. Just making some marks with it. Then I'm going to come in with the coral and go over the top and move it around, leaving some white space, and just kind of alternate between the two. Whoops. And I'm going to take my stencil brush and see if I can move some of this around. Yeah, I can. I do have a few seconds, obviously, to do that. And let's just continue down the page. Sometimes you have to press pretty hard on that. Whoops. And I didn't put my wax paper in here. Luckily, these aren't too very wet. So let's see if I can spread it a little bit more. Okay, it doesn't move too much with the brush. You have to get in there quickly, obviously. So the first thing I want to do is just take, this is just a little plate of water, and I'm just going to sprinkle some on there and see what that does. I have heard it does wonderful things. Let me put this up to the camera and let you see where it's activating some of the ink there. That's pretty darn cool, isn't it? Especially in this area. I've got a really good section of those, the water opening up the ink. Okay, so I'm going to try this. I know that water opens up the ink, so I'm going to just put my stamp down in some water, and I'm going to try it right in there. I don't know if this is going to work. It may or it may not. Just going to hold it there for a few seconds and lift it up. And I think it works somewhat. You can see a little bit of that going on in there. So let me put a little bit more down in here of the two. And let me go ahead and put that stamp back on there one more time while it's fairly wet and see if that makes any difference. I think it did. Let me just tap on that with some paper towel and see if that, yeah, it does. It did give us kind of an impression. Am I holding it up to the camera? It gave us somewhat. Not a whole lot, but it did give us some. And you can obviously take your paper towel and rub this around. I'm going to dip my brush into the water and see if I can't soften some of these edges. Got a hard edge right in there that was bugging me. And you don't want to rub so hard that you rub a hole in your paper, Rebecca. So pay attention to that part. So this is a soft and gentle kind of experiment here. So you can move it around a little bit. It's looking pretty cool. I'm really liking that, guys. How about you? I like it, I like it. Let me flick some of this paper mess off of here so you can get a better idea. That's pretty cool, I think. I love it just like that. But I think I've got my stamp and my stamp block all wet. And those of you who don't know about stamps and stamp blocks, you can buy these, they're called clear stamps. You can buy them in usually sets, and they're fairly inexpensive. This was, of course, at Tuesday Morning for $2.99. So you can, that one is $3.99. So you can buy some nice sets of that, but they don't have a wooden block. If you remember the olden days where rubber stamps came with a wooden block. Let me hold this up. Well, they still do today, but a lot of them, these acrylic ones, come just without a block. So you have to have something to hold them on with, something to put them on that's pretty sturdy so you can actually stamp with them. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay, so I am just going to take some of this walnut stain that I have here on my desk, and I am going to put some of that on my stamp. Maybe just rub it on here. I'm trying to think about everybody and the things that people know and the things that people don't know, and since you all are fairly new to this world of creating backgrounds, you may not know actually how to use a rubber stamp. You may never have done that before. And I'm not sure I've gotten anything on there, but we're just going to try it and see. And that's pretty cool. So I'm going to put another one. I'm not going to re-ink. I'm just going to put that a little bit off the page and put like a ghost one up there. And I don't want this to look perfect and like it was perfectly stamped. That's a good thing, because I'm the world's most terriblest stamper. I am not good at all. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you know that I usually stamp exactly like this, even when I'm trying to do a perfect impression. I don't often get that. So I'm going to come in here with just a little bit of this, and see if I can't soften that back. Since this was Distress ink also, maybe you can add a little water to it and soften those back. So I'm just flicking some on with my fingers. Whoops. Flicking too much on with my fingers. But that took it back a whole lot. So maybe that wasn't the best use, but I think that's pretty good. That kind of looks like an old European wall where there was stenciling one time, and they've come and painted it, and the paint has faded away and is revealing some of that stencil under there. Okay, so I think I've putzed enough here, people. As you know me, I get in the studio and I can play all day long, darn it. So I hope you all will get into your creative space today and see if you can't create this wonderful background. See if you can find, I know you can find these stains at the craft stores, but go and look at your Tuesday morning too and see if you can't find some there. May joy be with you all.